let's get started.
Okay.
What do you want to work on? What do you want to explore?
I think I'd like to explore my same-sex feelings and, see what's behind them.
What I'd like you to do is get the image of the ideal sexually attractive guy. He's taller, he's more confident. Get that image. Take a few minutes to connect to it. And let yourself feel that arousal. That's okay.
Okay.
0 to 10, how strong is that arousal right now?
I don't know, I'd say about a 6.
I'm Dr. Joseph Nicolosi Jr., clinical psychologist. You're about to see how mindfulness triggers spontaneous changes in sexual feelings. Dating back to the 4th century Buddhist scholastic tradition, this observation has recently been confirmed by neuroscientific findings. In this video, I'm going to define mindfulness, then introduce a brief exercise that will help Thomas and I better understand his sexual feelings. I will introduce 3 specific methods which may help Thomas access a mindful state. And we'll discover what spontaneous effect each of them has on his sexual feelings. Okay, so it's good to see you, Thomas.
Good to see you too.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Right off the bat, something to know is that this is not the kind of approach where everyone is expected to have the same dynamics and same outcome. Everybody's different, okay? So if something I say, some suggestion or some idea doesn't work for you, reject it. That's fine. That's the nature of this work, okay? So you're in charge. You set the goals that you want to work on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, good. So with that, let's get started.
Okay.
What do you want to work on? What do you want to explore?
So for right now,
Yeah.
I think I'd like to explore my same-sex feelings
Okay.
and, see what's behind them. I've heard about how people's sexuality can shift, and I've been really curious about this topic. It's been on my mind a lot lately, and I'm young, so I kind of figure that I owe it to myself to sort of explore this sexuality thing from all different perspectives.
Before we begin, here is a brief overview of this topic. Tracing back to the 4th century Buddhist sage Vasubandhu and 5th century scholar Chandra Gomin, there exists an extensive Buddhist scholastic literature on this topic, which has also been observed within other religious traditions, such as Orthodox Jewish philosophy. We'll be focusing on mindfulness and male same-sex attractions in this video, though it is worth noting that multiple studies demonstrate how mindfulness also triggers changes in women's sexual feelings. One study examined women with predominantly heterosexual attractions, though up to 30% of the participants' attractions were same-sex attractions. When these women practiced mindfulness, they reported significant spontaneous increases in their opposite-sex attractions and decreases in their same-sex attractions, results which were further reinforced by brain scans of the participants. These changes were non-volitional, meaning the participants weren't trying to change their sexual feelings. The changes occurred on their own. This confirmed a previous study which found similar results. Remember, trying to use mindfulness to change sexual feelings or get rid of sexual feelings isn't mindfulness at all. True mindfulness means non-judgmental acceptance of our reactions, not an attempt to get rid of them. Hence, any changes in sexual feelings are the spontaneous byproduct of mindfulness, as we'll soon see with Thomas. So there's a simple exercise that we can do that will help us to explore these attractions. Okay?
Okay.
So here's what I'd like you to do, and I can tell you right now, what I'm about to ask you is going to be a challenge, okay? So here's what I want you to do. I'd like you to picture and tell me about the kind of guy who would bring up the strongest attraction in you, sexual attraction. Thomas and I are about to do a quick exercise to help us understand his sexual feelings. There are several distinct patterns that men with same-sex attractions report. His pattern of attraction turns out to be the most common one I see in my clinical practice.
I would definitely say like a guy who's on the taller side
Taller?
with stronger arms.
Do you mind if I take notes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You know, personality-wise, I would say somebody who's like comfortable with saying what they're thinking. So someone confident.
Okay. Keep going. Keep doing this. Be specific.
Okay.
I do this all day long, so bring it.
All right. Let me think. And I would say able to be comfortable in himself without the need to be too formal.
Comfortable in himself without the need to be too formal. Okay, good. All right. Now let's switch gears and talk about your ideal self, the kind of man you would want to be. So a genie comes out of a bottle and says, Thomas, it's your lucky day. Anything you want, any body type, personality, what would you choose?
I don't know. I mean, I'd probably say most of, if not all of the things I listed. Do you want me to go through each thing?
Sure, let's go through each thing. Would you like to be shorter or taller?
Taller, definitely taller.
Taller. Would you like to be more or less confident?
More confident.
Okay. Would you like to have weaker or stronger arms?
Stronger.
Would you like to be more or less formal?
Less.
Okay, less formal and more relaxed in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What do you think is the pattern here? The kind of guy you're attracted to is essentially the same as the kind of man you'd like to be.
Yeah, I kind of think that's surprising.
Surprising? This pattern of attraction, Thomas reports, is much more common in men who describe themselves as submissive in their same-sex dynamics.
But it's not very surprising when I actually take a look at it. I think that there are inadequacies I see in myself. Things that, I wish I could be, or things that I've tried to be but I failed at. So when I see these traits in another guy, I think sometimes I might tend to sexualize them.
Okay. So I want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying. The traits in another guy that you find attractive to you, sexually attractive, are the very features that you would like more of in yourself.
The things I find attractive in him are the things I want in myself. Yeah, I think that's true.
Okay. There are 3 perspectives on what we can do with these sexual feelings. Okay? Only 2 of these perspectives are being presented to the public, but there are in fact 3 perspectives. Okay, so the first is the pro-gay perspective, which essentially says you were born gay, you'll probably always be gay, and if you want to be happy, your only choice is to identify and indulge in these feelings. Okay. Otherwise, you're just suppressing who you really are, and that's just going to lead you to an unhappy life. That's more or less the pro-gay perspective.
Okay, I'm familiar with that view.
Okay, you're familiar with it. Okay, so the second view is the anti-gay view, which says that your only choice is to suppress these feelings, to deny them, to shame yourself and look away. That's essentially the anti-gay reaction to these feelings.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely say I'm familiar with that.
You've done that. Okay, so you're familiar with both.
Yeah, I've tried both the pro-gay and the anti-gay reactions, and for me, neither of them really work. They both kind of they both kind of feel incomplete or like they're missing something to me.
What I would like to present to you, Thomas, is the middle ground of mindfulness, okay? It's not pro-gay, it's not anti-gay. This view is never presented to the public, but it's actually been around for thousands of years.
Okay, interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of anything like that.
Mindfulness is experiencing your own reaction in the moment without judging it. It's saying, okay, I'm having a reaction right now. I'm having a reaction. You notice that, you observe that. Okay, I'm having a reaction. And you, without judgment, you kind of look at the guy and in the attraction moment, and it's like, okay, there's something coming up for me. There's some attributes in him that I feel I don't have in myself.
Okay, that's kind of difficult for me. You know, it just feels like the only two options I've ever really had.
Yes, okay. So I'm going to present to you several methods that can help you access that mindful state. Now, mindfulness practice can at times lead to shifts in your sexual feelings. I'm not saying it's permanent, but it can give you a feel of what that shift is like.
Okay, you know, I'm a bit of a skeptic, but I'm curious.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do is get the image of the ideal sexually attractive guy. He's taller, he's more confident. Get that image. Take a few minutes to connect to it and let yourself feel that arousal. That's okay.
Okay.
0 to 10, how strong is that arousal right now?
I don't know, I'd say about a 6.
A 6. That number is going to be a benchmark for us. We're going to get back to that number later. But go back to the image and hold that image, feel the arousal. And as you hold them together, I'd like you to focus on a question. The question is, how do you feel about yourself right now in comparison with the man you're attracted to?
Okay. Do you want me to say it out loud?
Sure.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like he's in a completely different league than I am. I feel like I just feel inadequate and weak.
Weak like physically or weak like in terms of confidence?
Both, to be honest.
Both, okay.
Yeah.
All right, got it. So how do you feel about the fact that you feel that inferiority weakness?
I don't know. Well, I would definitely say sadness.
Sadness.
Right.
Okay, sadness. So feel your sadness as you continue looking at that guy. And as you hold them together right now, 0 to 10, how strong is your sexual attraction toward him?
A 4.
4.
Yeah.
4. Okay. From 6 to 4. So we notice a shift in your feelings all by asking one question. Okay, so here's the question to remember. I only asked you one question. How do I feel about myself right now in comparison with the man I'm attracted to? Okay, by focusing on and becoming aware of your own inner experience, that can help lead to that shift that you're experiencing right now.
Yeah, right. When I feel like I start to connect to that, I can definitely feel a change.
Okay, good. Thomas, how are you doing? I'm throwing a lot of information at you right now.
I'm doing fine. You know, it's a lot to digest, but, you know, it's good.
Okay, good. At any point, if I say something that is confusing or you disagree with, or that's fine, bring it up. That's okay. All right.
Okay.
Good, yeah, bring it to me. So here's the second method. The second method to help you access a mindful state in the moment of the attraction. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to hold the image of the guy and scan your body from head to toe. Like there's a barcode scanner going through you. From head to toe, you're scanning for sensations. You're holding the image of the man and you're scanning for sensations. Take your time.
Okay.
Good. Good. And from head to toe, what sensations are you aware of?
Okay. I feel the arousal, you know. There's definitely that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm slumping in my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Like I start to collapse in my torso.
Mm-hmm.
My upper torso.
Okay.
And there's this kind of tightness in my throat that I don't know, it just feels like I wouldn't be able to say any of the things I want to say in response to him.
Okay, so we got the groin, the chest, and the throat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to hold the image of the guy. You're doing great. Hold the image of the guy. And I'd like you to practice relaxing your chest. Relaxing the chest. So you can take some deep breaths, deeper, slower breaths. Keep holding the image of him. Relax the chest. That's it. Like putty, like putty, just stretching out. Mm-hmm. That's it. Holding the image, maintaining the image, and relaxing the chest. And what I'd like you to do, that helps some guys, is you can take your hand, place it over your chest, and say to yourself, soften, soothe, allow. Soften, soothe, allow. That's it. Okay, just relaxing it. So take your time and just nod your head once you really feel like you're there. Like you're holding the image of the guy and your chest is relaxed.
Okay.
From this state, right now, as you look at him, 0 to 10, how strong is your sexual attraction to him?
I think as I'm kind of dropping down in my feelings, it feels like a 3.
3.
Uh-huh.
A 3. Okay. So that second method is relax the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so the purpose of that is to help you become aware of and accept your own inner experience in that arousal moment, which we can see also leads to some of that shift like you're experiencing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. So Thomas, by the way, I want to check in with you. How are you feeling with me right now?
I'm feeling good. You know, I feel like as you kind of help me through these exercises, a lot of the tension in my body, I can feel it leaving.
Good. Good.
You know,
yeah. How are you feeling about this topic too? I mean, to talk with me about it.
it feels kind of almost shameful for me.
Yeah.
But, you know,
yeah.
I feel like you're helping me to open up and unfold. Okay. And as we talk about it, I kind of feel myself getting more comfortable with it.
Okay, good.
Uh-huh.
So you're getting more comfortable, but there's still some of that shame feeling. So
yeah.
So in this moment, how do you imagine I am seeing you and experiencing you right now?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I hope the conversation's not too awkward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you feel from me toward you right now?
I feel like I'm getting kind of like you're like very open. I feel like I can discuss things that, you know, I've never discussed with anyone else.
Okay. So open. So right now in this moment, I want you, before we go on to any other exercise or anything, just stay connected to this. You feel my openness. Mm-hmm. So see if you can just let that in for a moment.
Okay.
Connect to that. Feel my openness. That in this moment I'm with you. I'm open to you. I'm open to what you're talking about. Let that in. Good. Good. You feel okay with that?
Yeah, it feels nice to be finally opening up.
Yeah. Good. At any point, whatever we happen to be talking about, if you ever feel like there's a judgment or there's something that, that comes up between the two of us that makes it difficult, bring it to me. And my commitment to you is I will happily drop whatever it is we're talking about and really attend to this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, that's more important than any technique or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. All right, now let's go to the third method. Okay, the third method is awareness of similarities. Awareness of similarities. I'll tell you what I mean by that in a moment. See if you can turn your attention back to the ideal attractive guy. Okay. Look at all those attributes in him that gave you that erotic sexual jolt.
Mm-hmm.
See those things in him. Take a few moments to get back there. You had mentioned previously like a collapse in your chest, your shoulders going in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you feel a little bit of that left?
Yeah.
It's a little left. Okay. So just notice that as you look at the guy. And what I'd like you to do is to focus not on how you and he are dissimilar, but on how you and he are similar. This is important because you have looked at him and you said a sense of inferiority. That's shame. That's a feeling of shame.
Mm-hmm.
So you can reverse that shame by deliberately focusing on ways you and he are similar.
Okay.
All right. So look at him. What do you and he have in common?
We're both breathing.
We're both breathing?
Yeah.
You said? Yeah. That's true. That's a start.
Yeah, sorry, it's really difficult for me to come up with things when I'm in this mind state. I think we can both be deliberate in what we want. I think that I know I can be kind of confident when I really want something.
Yes. Good. Excellent. What else do you guys have in common?
I don't know. I feel like we kind of have in common the fact that we're both males. We both have the biological kind of thing in
Yes,
common.
we're both biologically males. Good.
Right.
Good. You mentioned that he's confident. Have you ever felt confident?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think it's possible that he has ever felt too formal?
Yeah.
Do you think there's ever been an emotion that he's ever experienced that you have never experienced, or vice versa?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. So you're both biologically males.
Uh-huh.
You both have felt confidence. You both have felt shame. There's no emotion that he's capable of that you're not, or vice versa. So look at the guy from that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Hold that. And as you hold that in mind and view him from this perspective, 0 to 10, how sexually attractive is he to you right now?
I think it's a 2.
2.
Yeah.
A 2.
Yeah, we're both human, and we both have our strengths and our insecurities and our weaknesses.
Okay, and right now, as you just say that, look at him again.
Okay.
From that perspective, what you just said now.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at him, 0 to 10, how sexually arousing is he to you?
I think it's a 1.
1.
Yeah. As I was kind of noticing our similarities, I think it went down, which is kind of surprising to me because, I was just thinking about an idea, and when I checked back into my emotional state, it felt like it had dropped. Yeah.
Okay. So what can we learn about you from these exercises today?
I think I learned that, there's not this big separation between us, that, I'm not inferior and he's not superior. And I feel like, a lot of the attractive things that I'm seeing in him, I'm starting to see more in myself. So when I look at him, it feels good, but it's just not in a sexual way right now.
And there's a smile there. There's a
Yeah.
little smile there right now. Yeah. Is that from the good feeling? You just described it being more like him?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay, good. So that's something for you to try on this week. So On the days in which you look at that kind of ideal guy and you go, wow, there's him and here's me, we're so different. On those days, the days in which you feel categorically separate from him, you may notice your attractions to him being stronger. And on the other days in which you look at him and you go, all right, we're not that different, we're pretty much fundamentally the same. You may notice your attractions toward him being weaker. Try that out this week. Like everything I say, if it fits for you, great. If not, reject it, no problem.
Will do.
Good. One other thing that you may be able to take away from today is that at first it seemed like the power of the attraction was coming from the man, from outside of you. But in reality, the power of the attraction emanated from within you, from your narrative, from how you appraise yourself in comparison with the man. In other words, that he possesses fundamental attributes that you do not. When you are able to step outside of that narrative, observe the narrative itself, that often leads to the shift in the sexual feelings like you saw today.
Okay.
Let's review. Mindfulness is the non-judgmental acceptance of our present experience. Ancient scholars understood that mindfulness could lead to shifts in sexual feelings as a byproduct. New neuroscientific findings confirm these ancient observations. The fact that Thomas is non-judgmentally observing his own reactions in the arousal moment is the very mechanism that begins triggering shifts in his arousal. The three methods Thomas used today are: 1. He asked himself a question. How do I feel about myself right now in comparison with the man I'm attracted to? He allowed himself to notice the emotion that got activated in response to this question. 2. Relax the chest. 3. Awareness of similarities. In other words, he became aware of what he had in common with the other man. Each of the three methods can be drawn directly from the ancient Buddhist scholastic writings, namely cultivating introspective awareness, tranquility of the body, which facilitates tranquility of the mind, and finally, cultivating a mindset of equality and equanimity. These principles aren't unique to Buddhism. Other ancient traditions support these basic principles as well. So Thomas, from a mindfulness perspective, you never need to see these attractions as a setback. Okay? When you respond to them mindfully, in the moment of the attraction, and this will take work, this will take practice, so it's not going to be immediate, but in the moment of the attraction, you don't see it as a setback. You go with curiosity, oh, okay, what's coming up for me right now? Like, oh, there's a story I'm telling myself. It could be true, it could not be true, about this man, about myself, and you can kind of notice what gets surfaced in you. That is something for you to be practicing.
Okay, yeah, I could see this working, but you know, I also see what you're saying. It's definitely something that's going to take practice.
It's going to take practice. Okay, good. In the future, when we meet, we can work on how you said earlier, I feel weaker in terms of confidence, physically, I feel inferior. We might want to explore that. If we can identify the memories, the experiences which created that sense in you that I'm lesser, that I'm inferior, if we can identify the memories that created this belief in you, those may be memories that we should reprocess with an evidence-based trauma method. That's an avenue we might want to explore in the future.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that I could see myself trying in the future.
Okay, good. One last thing for you, Thomas. You know, I'm not a guru. This is not a cookie cutter kind of approach. Okay, you're in charge. You set the goals, and you set the direction that you want for us.
Thank you.
Okay, good. We're a team in this.
Thanks.
Okay, good. Okay, Thomas. Well, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you so much. This felt so powerful.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Next time.
Thank you.
Okay.
I plan on practicing what I've learned today, and I'll see where that leads me.